Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a random review. About to say revolting then. A random review, and today I'm reviewing the 1990 classic, The Witches. Now, with the remake coming out to streaming services, because a theatrical release at the moment is not an option because of how things are at the minute, I thought I would revisit and review the 1990 original. So this one, get my computer here. This one is directed by Nicholas Rodge or something. Starring Angelica Houston, Jensen Fisher, Mai Zetterling, Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, Bill Patterson, Brenda Blaine, I can't pronounce her name, and Charlie Potter. So this is a family dark fantasy comedy with some horror elements in there, where a kid named Luke is told stories of witches by his grandmother, and she tells him stories from how witches are bold and hideous and have square-shaped toes, and during a holiday to the coast, while staying at a hotel, Luke has pet mice and keeps them in his cage, only to become a mouse because in the hotel he discovers that the Grand High Witch, Angelica Houston's character, is the Grand High Witch, and she plans to turn all the children in England into mice and tells all the other witches to buy candy stores and poison the chocolate bars and candy with this potion that turns children into mice. And they turn Luke into a mouse with another kid who's staying at the hotel called Bruno, and Luke even then gets up close and personal with his pet mice that he has as well. And only Luke and his grandmother can stop the Grand High Witch from doing her evil plans to turn children in the country into mice. And they manage to, prevent this, and everyone gets their just desserts, and even Luke becomes a human again at the end. I'm sure I'm not giving any spoilers away now, because this film is 30 years old, and if you haven't seen it, where have you been? So this is based on the book of the same name by Roald Dahl. And Roald Dahl hated this film. In fact, he hated a lot of adaptations of his work. Even at theatres, Roald Dahl would go to theatres and tell people not to see this movie, The Witches. Okay, likes and dislikes. So first of all, the likes. I like this one. I liked, because as a kid, this scared the hell out of me. Yes, I found it as a kid scary, absolutely terrifying. Especially that scene in the meeting room where we see the Grand High Witch in her true form, where we see Angelica Houston take off her face and her wig and her gloves, revealing this hideous, ugly, bald witch, which, when I first saw this as a kid, I must have been about 9 or 10 years old. That scene absolutely scared the shit out of me. I was absolutely terrified, and I didn't really want to watch it, but I soldiered on and kept watching. And this even scared my sister as well. Particularly one scene, where the grandmother's telling a story about a witch, creeped her out. And yeah, I just found this scary as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, I found it scary. Looking at it now, I'm not scared of it. I'm completely desensitized, but being a little kid back then, I was a bit of a fraidy cat as a kid, and this film really did it for me. Scared the shit out of me. especially the Grand High Witch. But I like the makeup that was used on Angelica Houston. She must have had the patience of a saint. But although it's for one scene and one segment in the movie where we see the Grand High Witch's full true form, it's still the makeup is actually quite good, and I still feel holds up to this day. The whole hag look, and yeah, quite creepy. Quite creepy. I got to tell you that it is quite creepy, especially for my inner child. Yeah, but I thought the makeup for that was really well done, and I really thought it was great. And Angelica Houston altogether is brilliant in a lot of gothic stuff she's in, and she sold it in this. She was brilliant as the Grand High Witch and made a good antagonist. I also like the kid they had for Luke as well, Jensen Fisher. He was, quite a good actor for his age. He must have been about 12 or something in this. How old was he? Yeah, he was about 10 years old when he did this film, and yeah, he did quite a good performance in it. I really thought he was good in this, and come to the second act of the film, he's a mouse, so he's just voicing a little mouse puppet. I did like the puppetry used for the mice as well in this. They had quite good effects in this film, and I still think a lot of the effects hold up to this day, so are still quite well done. Especially the transformation scene where we see Bruno turned into a mouse. Again, as a kid, that creeped me out a little bit, but then when I saw him turn into a mouse, I was like, oh, cool, he's a mouse. So, yeah, I liked that. I like that this scared me as a kid. I'll say that. I also like Granny as well. Her name, Mai... is she Luke's grandmother, Mai Zetterling? She was great. The actress as grandma, as Luke's grandma, she was good in this too. Always kept falling asleep. Had this weird condition, and that's why she was advised to go on holiday and not smoke cigars. She was an okay actress in this too, playing the role of Luke's grandmother, and she's his legal guardian because Luke's parents do die in the film, off screen, but yes. But yeah, I found the witches in this quite creepy and unsettling as a kid, and looking at it now, I think, yeah, this is still a little bit creepy for a kid's film. And will the original be as good? Will it live up to this one? I don't think so, but I'm still intrigued to see the remake when it comes out with Anne Hathaway, but I'm not talking about that one now. I'm talking about the original. I also liked that this had Rowan Atkinson in it. Now, this was probably his post Blackadder, pre Mr. Bean days. Just before he became known in his role as Mr. Bean. It was definitely after Blackadder. So Rowan Atkinson, to me, I think this was probably his first film feature that he appeared in. He didn't star in it, but he featured in it. And when I watched that, I was like looking at it, going, hey, it's Mr. Bean, because I loved Mr. Bean as a kid. I still love Mr. Bean now. He's still hilarious to me. And to me, Rowan Atkinson will always be Mr. Bean. And that's all I kept saying when I saw this again. I thought, if Mr. Bean's in it, I felt a bit okay. I felt a sense of security. So I thought, okay, yeah, I like it because it's got Mr. Bean in it. But Rowan Atkinson wasn't playing Mr. Bean. He was playing a hotel manager owner. And he, added a little bit of Basil Fawlty in there. And I liked his performance in this as his character. He did deliver a little bit of some comic relief there. To probably take our mind away from the creepiness that we'd experienced and seen in this. So, yeah, is this a good film? Yeah, I'd say it's a good film. See it with your kids. It might be a bit creepy for them, but again, it's probably for a certain group of kids, you know, certain age group of kids. I don't know, the film's a PG, but, you know, if you have little kids, have them prepared for nightmares or whatever, because, like I said, as a kid, this creeped the shit out of me, as I've said 1,000 times already in this review. So, The Witches. I'm actually going to give it, you know, I still think it holds up well. I'm going to give it a, you know, I mean, do I have any dislikes before we get to my ratings? You know what? I don't think I do, because I've just talked about how great it is. So I'm giving The Witches. Do you know what? I'll give it a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for The Witches. So there you are. So that has been my review on The Witches. Have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. And hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description. And if you want to see more horror content like this, you can go over to my horror channel, where I'm uploading a horror movie review every day, because it's 31 on my horror channel, which is why I'm reviewing some of the horror Halloween-y themed movies on here too. Okay, I've said enough now, so I'll let you get on here. So until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.